Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel if you've been here before, or if you're new here then welcome. My name is Eve. I post all sorts of makeup and beauty related videos, so it's nice to have you here. But today's video is a big basket of the new brand from Revolution called Relove. But this is what the kind of branding looks like. So it's Relove. I kept calling it Revolve, but it's Relove. Relove. I think it's called Relove. And basically this brand, it's all vegan and cruelty free, everything's under £5, so I think they're just going back to the price point that Revolution used to be when it used to be really cheap. And yeah, but hopefully still good quality, so if you want to see how it all performs then please just keep watching. So I have got enough for a full face. I don't have a setting spray just because they weren't in stock yet when I did the order, but I'm pretty sure I've got everything else that they did. But enough of me blabbering on, let's just go, let's do primer before my eyes for a wee change just to let it sink in. So the one I have got is Pore Vanish Primer, and this is what this one looks like. So it's just, I mean it's little, but it's not tiny. Part of me does think like how many brands does Revolution need, like his obsession's fairly cheap. Like, could they not just start pricing one of their original brands a bit cheaper, because this will end up dearer as it goes along the line and then there'll be another brand. But this is the packaging, a wee pump. I think that's quite cool. And they've had 4 different primers, so it's like a kind of silicone clear primer, you know the drill. They had 4 different ones. They had hydrating, like a sticky kind of fixed one, oil control one maybe, but I chose the pore one just because I have been getting issues with my pores around my nose and across my T-zone here, but I'll just go ahead and put this everywhere. And it's sinking in, like it's not one of these ones that just sit heavy on the skin, so I'm hoping it kind of fills in my wrinkles a wee bit. My skin is quite dry just now because I've not been doing my skincare because I've been lazy, so I could have been doing with the hydrating one, but this feels like it might have a bit of hydration in it anyway. So right, so let's go on to eyeshadows. I can't remember the prices of these off the top of my head, but I will put them up on the screen. But that's kind of sinking in, leaving a bit of a sticky base, so yeah, I like that, I think. So eyeshadows, I have a few. So I've got this one, the blue one called Manifest. Then I have this kind of cool tone one called Achieve. Then I have the bright one called Dreamer. I like this because it's got the black and the kind of neutral. Then I have got the green. Now I think Alex or Luce maybe and someone else tested out this one, so I maybe won't test that one out today, which is a shame because that is the one that I would go for. And I have this one, which is called Soulful. Let's do this one. Blue is not a colour that I use all that much, but let's just see what it's like. I mean, it is a shame that the dark matte is a purple and not a kind of royal blue, because I think that would have looked cool, but it is what it is. So I'm just going to prime my eyes with MAC Paint Pot. They didn't have a concealer in the range, I don't think, or an eye primer, so I'll just prime my eyes with MAC Paint Pot, zoom in, and we'll start with the eyes. So let's take a brush like this, I can tell when this is, and let's go in with the kind of purple colour down here. Like I said, I would have liked one of those other blues to be mattes, but that's fine. And we'll just go straight in with it and see, this brush is too big, what we can get. It's got a bit of pigment. Definitely does. So I'm just going to take the other matte. There is only 2 mattes, so it's this one here, and see if I can get a wee blend with this one. I mean, it is blending. I mean, obviously that shade's covering that one up, but that's fine. We'll go back through. It's definitely blending. And back in with the deeper matte. Yeah, this is working absolutely fine. No complaints with it at all. And then I'm just going to take some just on this outer edge and then this inner edge. Yeah, it's looking alright. And these aren't my kind of colours, so I don't really know the best way to work with them, but I think it's looking okay. Yeah, that's looking alright. So what I'll do is I'll just use some micellar water and clean down the centre and cut it with the cut crease canvas, and then I'll be back in a wee second and we'll do some shimmers. Okay, so that is me cut the crease. I've taken it up really high. I would say that I'm trying something new, but it was clearly an accident. So these are the two blues. So we've got a kind of darker blue and a kind of brighter one. And I think that darker one might look so pretty. But then we've also got this kind of neutral kind of cool tone, which is really pretty as well. Now I like to put that kind of neutral colour just down the centre and then put one of the darker blues more on the kind of edges. So that's a really pretty colour. I don't really know why it's in here, but that's gorgeous. I really like that colour, nice and shimmery. But then let's take this blue, I think this darker one, and just place that on this edge. Yeah, that one's not wowing me as much. I mean, it's there. Maybe all over the lid it would be fine. It doesn't even swatch that great. You can definitely see it, but it's just not, it's not it. That purple's a bit patchy, but purple does that. That's probably why I don't use purple that much. And then I'm just going to get like a wee brush. Like this, and just take some of that and just neaten up this top line. And then I'm also going to take some of that purple that I used on this just to kind of intensify this line up here, because I kind of lost it with the blending. And then a wee blend. Yeah, that's it. That's that eye. Done pretty much. I'm just going to go off camera and do the other eye, and then I'll come back and we'll do the base makeup. Okay, so that is both eyes done. Not a groundbreaking eye look by any means. It's fine. It'll do. But let's go on to foundation now. That primer's sunk right into my skin now. It's not got any stickiness. My skin feels kind of smooth. Pores actually maybe do look a bit filled in my nose, you know, but that eyeshadow didn't really have any fallout, which is quite impressive, but that still doesn't mean I like it. But the foundation is this, and it is a Super Serum. I got mine in the shade F1. Let's see in the front. Hyaluronic acid foundation. I'm quite excited about this. What I didn't really like all that much was that F1 is a neutral shade, and the other like three lightest ones were all pink tones, which, what's that about? Like, I've got pink in my face, but I'm more kind of yellow on my body, so not every pale person is neutral. Not every pale person is pink. There's a lot of kind of yellow and neutral tones pale people. So yeah, but this is the colour I got. I don't know what the shade's going to be like, but we'll give it a go. I'm quite liking like a more lightweight foundation. Like, I quite like the Barry Fresh Face one just now, so let's hope that this is, obviously it's foundation drops, it's going to be runny. I do like the Revolution Pro foundation drops. I haven't used them in a while, but I recently bought them because they're super cheap, so like they're only like £3, so it's definitely worth checking them out because they're honestly, they're so good. Right, maybe we start with this amount just now. The colours, it's maybe slightly light, but it's fine. I've been putting foundation on my brush lately, so I'll stick to that. This is a Spectrum brush. That is nice. It's a wee bit kind of mask-like just now, just because it is a wee bit pale, but once I've got the rest of my makeup on, it should be less pale. But if this doesn't sink into my lens, I'm going to be so impressed, because it's nice. I would say it's, I mean, it's pretty matte. Like, I was expecting it to be a bit more dewy, but it's matte-ish. I don't know what it claims to be. I don't even feel like I want to put another layer of that on. Normally I would go in with 2 layers, but that's given me enough coverage, I would say. It's given me far more coverage than I was expecting it to. Like, my melasma at the top, that's like, it's covered, hasn't it? Okay. So for concealer, I'm just going to use my Revolution Eye Bright one, because they didn't have a concealer in the range, and then I'll come back to do the powder. Let's go into the powder. So they had a loose powder and a pressed powder. I got the loose powder just because I didn't want to buy 2 shades. So I thought I like a loose powder for kind of under my eyes and stuff. So this is the HD Super Matte Setting Powder. Sometimes these kind of things can give flashback, so we just need to see. Ah, shit. Right, so this does come off quite easy, which I just discovered as I was trying to get the lid off, but there is a sifter on it, but just be careful because it does come off pretty easily. So I'm just going to put some out onto the lid, and it is translucent, but it is this kind of peachy colour. Right, a lot picks up on your brush, so I'm just going to split that between my 2 under eyes. I'm sticking here for some reason. And it's kind of clinging a wee bit, but let's just do the rest of my face. It's definitely matte. Already it's making my under eyes kind of crease, and I don't get that a lot with that concealer. It's you know, it's a powder. A powder's a powder. It's not my favourite powder, but then I'm not really that into matte powders just now, so it is what it is. So let's go on to the next thing. So the next thing is face. So I had got this duo, this blush duo in Kindness, but I think this is by far going to be too dark. So I might fake tan, and if I don't, then I'll put that in a future giveaway. So luckily I got this one. This is the contour one, and this is in the shade Sugar. A bronzer, kind of contour, a highlighter and a blusher. That kind of makes sense. So I'll take it on a bronzer brush actually. It looks like a good colour for me, kind of pale. It's quite warm actually. I wouldn't say it's that matte. Let's just take some on my bronzer brush. And it's more pigmented than it looks. But that is a kind of nice kind of bronzer slash contour shade. So like, I quite like my Hourglass Ghost palette, the bronzer in that, for like if I'm not going to contour and bronze, and I can just put that one on and it kind of does both. I don't know how it's looking on camera, but in real life it's nice. It's kind of subtle, a pretty colour. I would definitely use that again. I think I just hope the blusher and the highlighter's nice. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So let's go on to highlighter next. So let's do this one first, and then I have got another highlighter. I have got this one, but let's go in with the one in the palette first, just to see what it's like. Yeah, that's a really pretty subtle kind of everyday highlighter. I mean, it's definitely there, but it's not too much. Yeah, I like that. I think it's nice that they've put a kind of more subtle one in there, so that you could just pick up this palette and use it day to day. But let's try this one as well, and this is the Super Highlight in the colour Champagne. It looks quite golden. This is what the inside looks like. I like the texture. Oh, this one feels quite dry. Yeah. I don't know what this is going to be like. The one in the palette felt a bit nicer. I mean, you're not really going to see it all that much on top of that one, but I will try that one again on its own on another day. But yeah, highlighter. Looking very highlighted. Right, let's do blusher. So that is the colour in there, a nice kind of peachy colour. I've been loving peachy blushers lately. Oh, and that's nice too. Just a nice amount of pigment. Yeah, I like that. This kind of takes me back to kind of like old school Revolution days where they had those wee palettes. Like, I bet you I've still got one, and I bet you it's got the exact same colours in it. So, like I said, there wasn't a fixing spray out in stock yet. It might be out now, so let's just spray some L'Oreal one. Right, let's do brows and then eyeliner, and then I'll do my lower lash line. So, for brows, I have got a couple of things. So I have got this wee brow palette. I have got a brow pencil thing, Blade Brow, and I have got this kind of clear brow gel. So let's have a look see at the pencil. And I think this is just in brown. There wasn't a blonde one, so I'm expecting this to be quite thin. So it's got a spoolie on one end, and then it's one of these wee kind of slightly kind of angled ones. So that's what that one looks like. Let's have a look at this brow palette. You get the cutest wee brush with it. So it looks like you get a wax, and then a kind of highlight powder, and worst swatches ever, kind of two brow powders. That colour looks so warm, but the darker one looks too dark. Look how warm toned that lighter one is, but then look how dark that dark one is. Right, let's just take some of the dark one and hope for the best. So let's just try this wee brush. Right, that's not going to be my colour at all. But we are committed now, so let's just keep going. This brush isn't the worst. I mean, I would still use my Benefit one, but if you were in a pinch, this brush works okay. If the colour's going to work for you, then get it. So this is, what's this actually called? I'll test the pencil another day. This is the Glossy Fix Brow and Lash. So this side here is for your lashes, and this side here is for your brows. Now I haven't used a clear lash and clear mascara since I was a teenage lassie, and that was a long time ago when I was a wee lassie, believe me, so I wouldn't use that end. But who's it? Is it Emily Noel who uses like one of these kind of things from ELF and just uses both sides for our brows? So let's just put some of this through. Now a brow gel is a brow gel in it. Like normally I would use a tinted one. So I've got two eyeliners. I've got the Slick Flick in black, which is a pen one. They did have a wee kind of pot liquid one as well, which I think was quite, I don't really understand like what they've came out with, because there was no lipsticks on the launch, but there's like hundreds of brow products and there's like loads of eyeliners. So I don't really get who came up with what to launch, but who am I? I don't know how well I'm going to be able to do this in camera, but I'll just try and do it like over here. I'm not very good at putting liner on. Oh, it's shaky. Let's give it a reshake. Not very good at putting liner on, so let's just see. I'm sorry if you can't see. I mean, that's mascara, actually. I got I think there was only one mascara. This is the Power Lash Volume, and I got it in black, and this is quite big and chunky, like a lot of the other packaging's quite small. This one's fairly big. I like the packaging, I like the colour. Now, my lashes are terrible, so I'm not going to be able to, whoa, that is a big one. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do. Like, my lashes are terrible, so I don't even normally test mascaras. But yeah, I'm just going to put my lashes on and then we'll come back to do my lower lash line and my lips. So let's just go into under eye. So I have got a black liner. This is a kohl eyeliner. So I'm just going to run some of that in my, oh, it seems alright, in my lower lash line. And just below. I mean, that's alright. It's not the blackest black that I've ever tried, but there's no wrong with it in the slightest. So let's just do the under eyes. Now I'm kind of limited. We can only really do the same colours that we did on the top. So let's just take the purple and smudge it into that black liner. And then let's just take a little brush and take this kind of neutral again to kind of buff that out. I think I can do a wee bit more purple than that, let's not be shy. I like that black liner, you know, that's working well, smudging out well. And then in our corner highlight. So this is a nice unusual colour actually. This has got a kind of nice kind of shift. Like in the pan it doesn't look as pink as that, so that seems like it'll be quite pretty. It's almost kind of like duochromish or iridescent, or I don't know the official term that you would use. So let's just pop some of that in the inner corner. That is stunning. That is the prettiest inner corner colour. I hope it's showing up on camera as nice as it is. Okay, so I'll just do the other eye quickly and I'll come back to do the lips. Okay, so I'm still waiting for it to dry a wee bit, but I put the Revolution one from the lip kit, I think it was, on, and TLC by MUA. So I'll just show you the two different lipsticks. So this lip glosses, the more nude one is cream and the more peachy one is sugar, so they've definitely got some pigment to them. So let's just go in with cream. Struggling to pick like a lipstick for these eyes because I never do purple eyes. It's kind of a wee bit mentally. I quite like that lip gloss, you know. It does feel thick on the lips, but not like terribly so. So So yeah, this is the finished look. What do we think? I think that foundation is really pretty. It's settling it in my lines a bit in my forehead, but I'm 36, I've got wrinkles, so the eyeshadow is actually really pretty, but to look at this you would think it would be more blue, and maybe it's just what I've done, but the darker matte should have been a blue and not purple. But I mean, it is really pretty. If you've got colours like this already in your collection, then you don't need to pick it up. If you are wanting to try kind of like the more kind of purpley colours and you don't want to spend a lot of money, then yeah, it's definitely worth a shout. I really like this wee contour palette, and this kind of harks back to the kind of olden days of Revolution and what they used to make, and it's the same thing in different packaging, even with the words contour written on it. Like, I'm pretty sure the other ones used to say that, so yeah, it's a wee bit of nostalgia there. The coal eyeliner actually really nice, it worked really well, it smudged nicely. The eyeliner was nice, the liquid liner. Mascara's fine, I'm not the best person to test mascara. The powder wasn't my favourite, but that's just because I'm not into a super matte powder just now. If you like a really matte powder, then I'm sure you will like it. What else did we test out? That brow powder, like, it worked really well, but I wouldn't bother with that because this tone is really warm and I can't see who would really suit that. I've yet to try out the other eye pencil. The primer was nice, I will give it another go. It's always kind of hard to judge a primer, isn't it? And the lip glosses were nice, like, it is thick, I can feel it on my lips, but it's not sticky at all. So yeah, I do quite like the lip gloss. I'm not a big lip gloss lover, but it's pigmented, it's a nice shine. So yeah, like, you'll need to you'll need to let me know what you think of this makeup, like, and if you've picked any of the Revolve stuff up and what you think of it, whether you think it's a good move for Revolution to bring out a new band. So yeah, leave me a comment. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love it if you would do so, and I'm sorry this video was so long, they're not always this long. And also make sure your notification bell's turned on so that you're notified of all my future videos. So that's all for me, so bye.